On the wake up show. Many dope MCs on it.
Oh my gosh, it's a classic.
It's a classic.
Wake up show.
Wake up show classic. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio.
Check it, bust it. Tune it up, it's the corrupt novelist. Nines involved in this liveness. Radio wave slaves thrive inside of this wake up show flow. Hip hop's alarm clock, the bomb spot. Mellow with ganja that makes my eyes turn yellow. See reclined on my leather sofa. However, close to 9 p.m. Joe quits. King Tech, I could just see him on the 1 and 2 son. I'm running full port the rum 92.3. Number 1 in the slum representing DJs. Sways the whole Z police the most. What a collaboration. See, I'm comatose, no pork, just knowledge, and I'm born once more. It's the beat that blesses the street deep in the 9-4.
Hip hop's last prophet henceforth in existence. The 92.3 megahertz will exert radio waves to slaves for a phenomenal distance. Electrons to fear to slice the cheeks so you can hear some slum literature. Consider it will numb your eardrum, kid. You're sleeping like a latter day. Saint persuading King Tech to wake you up on Saturday. 9 to 12 verbal junkies overdosing Joe Quicks to get your fix to the mix and then them ghosts win. In your sleep I slap you with the lethal doses of medicine. So wake up with
What's up, my people? Man, oh man, I wake up fired up, I work out fired up, and then I play this music and get ready for you guys, and I get fired up. It's a great, great day. It's going to be a spectacular day. I'm saying, what's up, Justin, Ronaldo, Angie, Marlon, JT. Who else? Who did I miss? Oh, my goodness. I can't scroll up any further than that. What's up? Angie, I don't know where Karen is. Karen is late. She's on the late freight. She likes to try to beat you to the broadcast, but not today. I don't know where Karen is. Where on earth is Karen? There's Lupe. Always consistent Lupe. Good morning, my people. It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, and this is the Road to $1 Million. We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to talk about that road to $1 million. We're going to talk about the skills, and we're going to talk about the thoughts, and we're going to talk about the actions that project you down that road to $1 million. I know, sometimes you get frustrated and you think, man, what does it take for me to really bust out and for me to really feel like I'm on that road to $1 million? And so I'm going to start giving you some things to squeeze this down. Because you know what? Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, I talk about how big the world is all the time. And the fact of the matter is the world is huge. And many times we underestimate the size of the world and the numbers of opportunities in the world and the number of potential prospects, customers, clients, people we can provide our service to. We underestimate many times how vast that number is. But while we are acknowledging how big the world is, because I think we forget, I also want you to take your strategy and I want to help you shrink it. And we'll talk about that today. It's important that you remember that yesterday, I think we talked about the fact that thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. So what is it you're dwelling on? There's Karen. Karen, everybody was just chuckling because Angie beat you to the punch today and you're running late. I don't know what's happening. Karen, what the heck? Angie is just laughing all about the fact that she beat you online today. Anyway, glad you're here. Glad you're here. You're here every day. We love you. Okay, so if thoughts are things, or if thoughts become things, then what is it? What are the things you're creating? If thoughts are things, if what you think about most tends to materialize, what you think about most, hey Jacqueline, if what you think about most tends to materialize and come true and become real, then how important is it that you guard your thoughts? How important is it that you shape your thoughts? How important is it that you are intentional with your thoughts? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, if thoughts become things and you did an analysis, or if I put a scope on your brain and I could see what it is you were spending most of your time thinking about what would I see? Would I see that you are thinking about, what's up, Peaches? If I saw that you were thinking about the things that it takes for you to succeed and win in this game of life, if I saw that, and then if I saw that you were spending the balance of your time thinking about how to execute so that you can make those things happen, would I see that? Or would I see, if I scanned your brain and I looked at your thoughts, would I see that you spend most of your time having fearful thoughts? Would I see, Johnny and Stacy, what's up? Would I see that you spend most of your time worrying about the things you can't control? Would I see that you spend most of your time being overly concerned about other people and their situation and their scenario or their success or failure or their issues in life more than your own? Are you spending more time thinking about somebody else's stuff? Or are you thinking about your ability to transcend? See, you gotta guard your thoughts. I swear to you, thoughts become your things. So if you went back and looked at the things you thought about most in the last 12 months, and then you looked at what it is you have in life or what your scenario is or what your lot in life is, would it be consistent? Would it be consistent? It's usually consistent. I know some people who will never engage in negative speak, never engage in gossip, never engage in what isn't, what's not, what they can't have, what they didn't get, what the system didn't give them. They never engage in that kind of conversation. They never talk bad about an associate, a friend, a colleague, a family member. And by strange coincidence, they are the most wildly successful people I know. Coincidence or not? You think they're all positive because they're rich? Or do you think they're rich because they're all positive? Whoa, Marlon, boo, 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 revelation, fireworks. Hello, good morning, T. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. If I've done this kind of as a case study, and I have found that the most wildly successful people I know don't engage in gossip, don't talk bad about people, don't backstab, backbite, any of that to anybody they know. And I don't think it's a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think they're ecstatically happy because they're rich. I think they're rich because they're ecstatically happy and positive and helpful and giving and friendly. And I think they started out that way and became wealthy as a result. Why? Because people were willing to help them. Why? Because they were so positive that people were willing to reach out. Why? Because somebody said to them, come on, let me show you the way, because you're coming at this job positively. When they were a young person working for someone else, they put everything they had into that job, knowing that one day they wanted to ascend to greater levels. Somebody recognized that work ethic. Somebody recognized that positivity and say, hey, come on, let me help you out. Let me give you a quick case study. I'll just give you, all I got is personal examples, so I'll give you mine. There's a couple of gentlemen who I cold called back in the good old days when I had no money, had no ability, I had no resume, I had no skills, I had no sales ability, and I cold called all day. I was just looking for people who wanted to buy or sell. I called. And fortunately, I was able to keep a positive attitude throughout it all. And cold calling sucks, right? But the fact is, I stay positive. You never hear me on the phone. Even if I'm having a rough day, the person on the other end of the phone will never know that I'm having a rough day. All right, long story short, I'm pretty positive. You could probably believe that, right? So I cold call these guys. I call them up. I say, hey, this great property just came on the market. I thought I'd call you guys first. You said you might buy if there's a good opportunity, and I think it's a really good opportunity. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. So can I send it to you and let's talk about it? He's like, yeah, send it over. We'll take a look. They take a look at it. Blah blah blah. We meet at the property. They like the property. They buy the property. We circle back. I call them again, and they say, Daron, we really like how you operate. You really seem to have a really good attitude. We know you're not the most experienced guy at the company you work for. I was the least experienced guy. And but the fact is, we feel good working with you. You're so positive. You're so upbeat. You seem to be like rushing the deals to us before the rest of the world gets to see them. So we're going to let you represent us. You'll be our broker. You want to know what that really meant? Do you want to know what being their broker really meant? It turned into, some of you know this story already, it turned into 57 apartment buildings purchased. 57. Anybody want to do the math on that? I don't even tell you. I'm not going to tell you what the math is. But the fact, Philip, good morning. Lydia, good morning. Did I say good morning to you already? The fact is, they bought 57 buildings from me, not because I was the smartest agent in the office. Clearly, I wasn't, and I was brand new. Not because I had the best resume. Certainly didn't. I had nothing on my resume but UCLA for college. No experience, no track record, no nothing. Not because I knew the language or I knew the lingo or I had done this 100 times. None of that. Nope, nope, nope. Not even because I was the first realtor they talked to. They've been talking to realtors for years, right? But all I thought was, hey, I'm in a great business. I'm having fun. I can make unlimited money. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna convey that good mood to the people on the other side of the phone. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, one client can change your life, okay? And then that perpetuates itself and you end up with 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 clients similar to that. And now you got yourself a whole nother world to live in. Now, the reason I go down that long road and tell you that long example about my favorite clients is because all I brought to the table was my thoughts, my positive energy, my attitude. Those thoughts became some pretty incredible things for me. And you got to remember that as you matriculate through the day. Now, so remember, all day long, thoughts are things. So the minute that seed of doubt creeps in, and the minute that what am I doing in this business creeps in, and the minute that, oh, nobody's buying creeps in, throw that out. Oh my God, toss that out. The best thing you can do is get rid of that series of thoughts. Let me tell you something else. I got a really good friend, a colleague that I've dealt with, and we're talking about what's the next move, what are we gonna do next, what are you gonna buy next, what are we gonna do? And this person said to me, well, we can't go flip houses anymore because there's no deals out there. And I had to catch him. I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's just like feeding some negative energy into your brain and believing your own bullshit. That's really what that's doing. That's just believing some BS. And the fact is, it's just absolutely not the truth. Great deals happen every day in every state of the union, right? Jacqueline out there in Hawaii, there's great deals every day of the week. There's somebody looking to buy what you have to sell today. You just got to go find them. I'll give you, oh man, I got a lot of examples. I got another example. You just gotta think positively. So you know what? I got a new listing. Okay, so it's an interesting, quick story. Somebody had decided they were going to list a property with someone else, and they never even gave me the chance to interview for it. I was gonna interview for it, but before I even got the chance to do the interview, D, you are funny. We can break open one of those bottles anytime. I'm in the mood. Okay, so I got this quick story. Somebody listed a property before they interviewed me. It just went with the guys, like, all right, cool, we're gonna sign up with him. Cool. And then I said, well, you gotta give me a chance to just tell you how I do things. And they were like, well, we already made a decision. We're gonna go with this person over here. This has happened to me probably 20 times in my career, actually twice in the last 30 days. Anyway, I was like, well, look, you gotta, just give me 15 minutes. If at the very least, I'll tell you what you need to do to your property to sell it for a higher price. And no charge for that. You're still gonna go with who are you gonna go with? Fine. The secret is I just wanted to get in front of them. All I needed to do is give me 15 minutes. All right. So they said, all right, fine, cool. And now take that as a little point, ladies and gentlemen. Even if somebody doesn't want to list with you, or they already have a broker, or they listed with someone else, whatever, still offer to come over and talk to them about what they could do to maximize their value. It's like you're a gift giver. You're giving it away. You got no agenda. Oh, this is my gift to you. And they say, okay, come on over, meet. So I go over and I meet with them, and I start telling them what I do and how I maximize the value of properties and how I get it sold faster than anybody else, and how if we do this and this and this, you probably add $50,000 to the bottom line. And this is what we do to prep the market. And this is how I proactively find buyers myself, so I can find the buyer myself sometimes faster than the market will find them. Anyway, long story short, I do my spiel, and they go, oh my God, okay, we're listing with you. So I captured the listing. I basically stole the listing. Now, that I knew that when I got there, I thought when I got there, I am going to take this listing. Not, oh, woe is me, they got another agent, they feel good about someone else. You know, the fact is, I didn't accept that as an answer. Unacceptable. You haven't spoken to me, then you haven't spoken to the best agent in town yet, so you got to give me 15 minutes. Anyway, I wedged my way in, and of course, I captured the listing. Why? Because I made them feel good. Why? Because I was positive about it. Why? Because I projected to them the things that really should happen to help their listing go. And then I did exactly what I told them I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you something else about kind of strategy-wise. I want you to just start thinking. So yesterday, I decide, I just got that listing. I don't have anything prepared yet. There's no pictures. It's not on the market. But, you know, I got a feeling that if I drive around, I might find some leads just in the neighborhood. So I said, you know, I'm going to take 30 minutes, and I'm just going to loop around the neighborhood. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to get the lay of the land, right? So I'm driving around. I see somebody in front of a house that's like being renovated. What do? What do you think I did, Angie? I jumped out of my car. I went up to that lady, and I said, is this your house? She said, yeah. I go, so this is just an investment for you? You renovating it? You gonna flip it? She goes, yeah, that's what I do. I go, would you like another one before it hits the market? And she goes, she looked at me. She gave me that "what you talking about, Willis" look on her face, because she didn't know me from the man in the moon. I was like, there's another one about to come on the market in about a week, just on the next street. Would you like another opportunity to buy one? And she was like, give me your number. And so we exchanged information. And I think I may have found somebody who will buy this property before I even get it to the marketplace. But the fact is, I'm telling you, I just went out there with a positive outlook, a concept that my thoughts became things. My thoughts were that I'm going to find myself a buyer. My thoughts were that there's buyers all over the place. There's buyers everywhere you look. You're just not looking hard enough sometimes. Sometimes you're thinking, oh my God, the market's slow. Oh, people aren't buying. There's no deals out there. Forget about that, ladies and gentlemen. Start thinking about the transaction that needs to happen, and then realize that your thoughts become things. It opens up a window in your brain that otherwise stays closed. If you think to yourself things, and I need a buyer for this property, it's not that it magically produces a buyer, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that it's just a poof, here's a buyer because I thought about it. That's not how it works. The way it works is you think, I need a buyer, I'm going to find a buyer, I'm going to find that buyer today. What magically happens is your brain is on notice now, and it is looking for opportunities for that buyer, even when your eyes aren't. You get that? Your subconscious is at work. Your subconscious starts to think like this. The wheels start turning because your thoughts are, I'm going to find a buyer. I'm going to find a buyer. I'm going to find a client. I'm going to get somebody to say yes to me on the phone today. I'm going to knock on a door and somebody's going to say yeah. And it subtly changes your approach. When I pulled up in front of that lady's rehab, I thought, there's my buyer. I didn't think, oh my God, I'm scared to talk to this lady. What if she's angry? What if she's not nice? I didn't care. I thought, I already told the universe I'm finding a buyer today, and that must be her because I only got 10 more minutes to drive around. So I jump out of the car and I go talk to the lady. And I'll bet you that in about 5 days, I'm going to tell you guys a story that that lady bought that house, but it's not done yet. But the point is, I expected to find her. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. What are you going to think about today? You see, and don't worry about the how. Oh my God, Marlon, fireworks. Do not worry about the how will it happen. Worry about the what. Worry about the what and forget about the how. You see, what you can't predict is how it's gonna happen. What I couldn't predict was that some lady's gonna be standing out front with her contractor in front of a house on another street that was gonna turn out to be my buyer. I couldn't have predicted that. All I could predict was I'm gonna find a buyer today. So that's what I want you to work on. Just think about the what, stay positive, think about what you need, what you have to have, not what you don't have, not what you're missing, not who screwed you or cheated you or gave you a bad deal last month, gave you a hard time last month. Don't worry about that. Think about what you are going to attract. Thoughts become things. If you sit around thinking about all your bills, they're just going to multiply. What you think about expands. Ooh, that's even good. That's good too. Thoughts become things, and those things, they expand. So if you focus on what's not, you focus on how hard the business is, you focus on what you're not getting, if you focus on what nobody's giving you, if you focus on what the man took from you, if you focus on how tough the market is, if you focus on all that crap, you're gonna miss the good stuff because you're not focusing on what you need and what you have to have and how you're gonna prosper and how you're gonna win this game. Get the negative out, toss it out at least for 8 hours. For the 8 hours you're working, forget the negative, forget the naysayers, forget the haters, forget all those people that said, don't go into the sales business. Forget all those people that said, hey, it's too tough in real estate. Forget all the people that say the market is bad. Forget all the people that say, oh, we're going to a crash. The market's about to crash. All of those people they've been sent by the devil. They've been sent by the devil. And we got to outwit the devil. Did you read the book yet? Outwitting the devil. Anyway, the point is, all of those people are like darts being thrown at you. You got to fend them off. You got to fend off the negativity. You got to fight off the negativity. You don't have time for that. You got to be you're too busy winning. You don't have time for that. Those people are trying to bring you down, and most of the reason they're trying to bring you down is because they don't want to put in the work to climb up. You get it? They're trying to pull you down because they don't have the energy or don't want to expend the energy to climb up with you. They don't want to get on the road to $1 million with us. They don't want to hear me talk about do the work, get ready to put in some work, be willing to work. They don't want to hear that. They just want to go punch a clock, have somebody hand them a check on Friday, and then go home and watch Netflix. But you want something different. You want something better. You aspire to something greater. Don't worry about all those people who don't want that. They want to bring you down and keep you down here with the pigeons. They don't want you up there with the eagles. They want you down here walking around on the ground with a bunch of pigeons. Notice how crowded it is down there with the pigeons? Up there with the eagles? Oh man, there's so much open space. So much freedom. Who looks happier to you, pigeons or eagles? Come on, think about it. You ever see eagles in packs of 200? No, because they're soaring way up there, flying solo, loving the fresh air, loving the space. There's plenty of room up there, ladies and gentlemen. All the pigeons are down here bumping into each other, trying to keep you down here with them. You can't listen to that. You can't let those thoughts creep into your head. Somebody's going to try to mess with you today. I almost said a bad word. What's up, Chris Parr? Thanks for joining us. Hey, listen. Somebody's going to try to bring you down today. Somebody's going to come at you today. Somebody's going to give you a bill that you weren't expecting today. Somebody's going to turn off the lights on you today. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Don't let that stuff bring you down. Don't let that bring your mood down. Don't let that slow you down. Because I told you the 3 things you got to have to win this game. 1, a burning desire to win. 2, you got to be coachable. You got to listen to somebody like me and say, you know what? That dude makes a little bit of sense. And then you got to be willing to do the work. And that's the thing that most people are not willing to do. They don't want to do the work. They like the Ferrari. Woo, look at that Ferrari. They like the vacation. Man, that's a great looking island over there. They love all the trappings. They just don't want to put in the work. If they just put in the work, success isn't that scientific in most cases. I'm not asking you to invent Bitcoin. I'm telling you some basic ways to win this game. And it just takes those 3 things and blocking out the noise, block out the negativity, block out that bull or that BS, block it out. That's what's bringing you down. I want you to crystallize this thing and think of the one action that has gotten you the most success. Let me tell you this last story. You know the guys that bought 57 apartment buildings from me? I found them by calling on comps, on sales information on people who had recently bought apartment buildings. And they have bought a building in the last 6 months. And so my strategy, when I first started, no resume, no clients, no nothing, was to just go find people who had recently bought, because I figured these are investments. People who are buying right now must have some fresh money. And so if they bought just recently, maybe they'll buy again. Turns out that was a pretty damn good strategy. Now, what's important about that strategy? I chose that as my one thing, and I dove in with everything I had. Those are the only people I called. Those are the only kind of people I called. That's the only source of information I found, because I thought of it. I thought it was the most highly probable. That might not be your strategy, but here's what I want you to do. If you have a track record, if you have a history, I want you to look back and see where the majority of your sales came from. And how about just for 1 month, toss everything else out and go after that only. Just go for that only. How many of you were with me last week and I gave you the book, The One Thing? The One Thing is all about focusing on that one activity that pays you the best, that pays you the most, that pays you the most frequently. I think you need to think about what is it that has made you the most, that's given you the most opportunity. Has it been door knocking? Has it been cold calling? Has it been mailing, sending people stuff in the mail? Has it been internet marketing? I see too many people trying to do 8 different things. My suggestion, if you want to get to the next level, then pick one and dive all over that. If you're new to the business, then talk to me about which one thing you ought to start with. I'll help you find that one thing, and I want you to run with that one thing. Run with it for a month and see what happens. I think too many of us are scattered. I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna spend an hour on that, I'm gonna spend an hour on that. Stop. You know how I say, dumb it down and speed it up? Well, this is the ultimate way to dumb it down. Do one thing that generates business and speed it up. Speed it up. Speed it up. So my philosophy with those apartment buyers was, I'm going to take this resource I had that was nothing but apartment sales for the last 6 months, and I'm going to dial those dudes as fast as I can and say, hey, you want to buy another one? Hey, do you want to buy another one? Hey, do you want to buy another one? Hey, you want to buy another one? I went as fast as I could, because I figured out quickly that I need to talk to 992 people before I get one sale. What was my goal then? Talk to 992 people as fast as I possibly could. What's your one thing? What's the one thing that you feel like gives you the greatest probability of finding a transaction? Find that thing and go. If you're new to my EXP crew, I can tell you what the one thing you should do to go and recruit 20 people this week. Let's talk to me about that. If you're ready to grow your EXP organization, do one thing and dive on it. If you want to try to become the king or queen of your territory, do one thing, dive on it, win the game like that. Let's win the game with one thing. Let's start with one thing. And stay positive, ladies and gentlemen. You got to stay positive, because remember, Thoughts are things. Thoughts become things. Whatever you think about expands. Try it. Try it. Let's dumb it down. Let's speed it up. What's up, nephew Julian? What's up, Jesse? Glad you guys made it. You're late, so you can watch the replay because we're just about wrapping up. But the main gist of today's conversation is thoughts become things. Guard carefully what you think about, because if you think about negative stuff, you're going to get negative things. If you think about positive stuff, you think about winning, you think about success, you think about massive success, you think about where you want to be, you close your eyes and you imagine what it feels like to drive that car you want, what it feels like to live in that house you want, what it feels like to have more money than you know what to do with. That will drive you. That will open a lane in your brain, and you, my friend, will start making that thing manifest. Thoughts become things. Everybody, I am Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, and I will see all of you at the top. Make it a great day, ladies and gentlemen.
With organizing the brethren, King takes your quicks better than your last fix. Severing whackness with sway, the host dose a fat mix. Baby dolls frontin' so Saturday nights open. Hopping on the 101, time scoping 92.3 degrees, choking on chocolate. FM down smoking Prince Poe blows up from LA to a Boston. I'm out. Yo, it's the wake up show. My genetic makeup, take up 130 pounds of beef. But lyrics shake up like January 17th. Crossover 16th, them seeds is fossils. Protect your neck and wear a bulletproof vest on your tonsils. Amateurs, bandage your cornea, cause you don't wanna see California, see arsenic spitting arsenic. With sway tech and Joe Quicks on the mix. Spinal meningitis ain't as stiff as the rip of brass, cast out slash like racist crackers with whips. Come equipped, you're losing your paraphernalia. I'm a hip-hop apostle, singing the gospel like Mahalia Jackson. Each Saturday, 9 until the break of dawn. Put cocaine on my tongue, you got crack, now rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on.
I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio.
Saturday night, get live, set it off right, swing with my peeps king. Take your pass the mic and turn the up tier. You hear the speaker blow, red sky, it's 9 o'clock. Time for the wake up show. To the breaker, you think I'm a say doing what I say. Take cousin rhymes with sway, my word is born on the scene. Blotting out the main street, doing it right with your quicks on the mix. Late in the night, so soon in.
All right, people,
don't sleep.
make it a great day.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. 92.3. The beat begins to rock hip hop non-stop. You know we got the props in LA.